Namaste students. In the previous class, I explained exponential function. Okay. Suppose we have a function. Okay, y equal to f of x equal to b to the power x, where b greater than 1 is a real number. Then this function is called as exponential function. Okay, and already I told that suppose we have base is 10, then that function is called as a common exponential function. And suppose base is e, that is e is a number approximately equal to 2.178, then f of x is equal to e to the power x. This is called as natural exponential function. Okay, so suppose we take f of x is equal to 10 to the power x. So here we have to consider the graph of this 10 to the power x. The graph is like this. Okay, so this point is 0, 1. Okay, that is, suppose you put f of 0, that is equal to 10 to the power 0, and that equal to 1. Okay, so some properties of this exponential function we have to consider, that is the exponential function, domain of the exponential function is real number. Okay, because you can apply any value for this x. Okay, so the domain of the exponential function is the set of real numbers. Range, here you can see the graph, see it is above the x-axis, so only positive values you are getting, positive real numbers. So range is positive real numbers. Okay, and the thing is 0, 1, the point 0, 1 is always lie on this particular graph. This function is increasing, that means see here the curve goes upwards, correct? So the function, this particular function is always increasing. So if you get this value of x negative, okay, that means it becomes smaller and smaller. When x is very smaller and smaller, then this 10 to the power x approaches to 0. Okay, so negative values, that means whenever x approaches to minus infinity, that means we take smaller values, okay, for x, then 10 to the power x approaches to 0. Okay, so these are all some properties of this exponential function. Okay, so based on this exponential function, we have to define one more function, that is a logarithmic function. Okay, see log a to the base b, logarithm of a to the base b, that is x if b to the power x is equal to a. Okay, suppose you write b to the power x is equal to a, then this can be written in terms of logarithm, that is log a to the base b is equal to x. See, already we have this clear, this should be always positive. Okay, this always be, that should be positive. So to define a logarithm function, the numbers should be positive real numbers. That means for a logarithmic function, log function is a function from r plus, okay, that is domain is set of all positive real numbers, and the range is, okay, the range is nothing but real numbers. You get any real numbers. Okay, x is any real number, so the range is r. Okay, this is about logarithmic function. So here also, if the base is 10, that is log a to the base 10, okay, that 10, base is 10, then that is called as a common logarithm, and we use the symbol here log. Okay, and if the base is e, that is log a to the base e, then it is called as natural logarithm, and usually we use a symbol ln, which you already use in physics and chemistry. Okay, that is this notation is for natural logarithm, but in this textbook we represent, or in this your second PUC mathematics subject, we represent log to the base e. Okay, that is any term here. Log e means it is to the base e. Only we represent log x or log a or log b. That means it is logarithm to the base e. Okay, so without writing the base, if you just write log, then it is natural logarithm. Okay, natural logarithm. If you get a base 10, then we indicate the base, or if we are writing if we need any other base, we indicate or we write that base. Okay, so this is how we represent logarithm here. Okay, so now we consider the graph of this logarithmic function. Okay, so we just take now graph of the exponential function and logarithmic function together. Okay, that means natural, that is e to the power x, and here log, that means log to the base e. Log, here we take log x, that is log x to the base e. So here for exponential function e to the power x, you are getting the graph like this. Okay, and for logarithmic function, that is log to the base e, here this point is 1, 0, and you are getting the graph like this. So the thing is, these two graphs are mirror images of each other. Okay, these two graphs are mirror images of each other with respect to this line. That line is nothing but y equal to x. So you have to consider some properties of logarithmic function, that natural properties. So the thing is, domain of the logarithmic function is positive real numbers. Range of the logarithmic function is all set of all real numbers. Here 1, 0 is a point on the curve. Okay, it is always lies on the curve, and then this function is also increasing. Okay, so if you this function comes closer to this here downwards, means in the fourth quadrant it approaches to minus infinity. Okay, if that becomes lesser and lesser, value of x becomes lesser and lesser, then log x also becomes smaller and smaller. Okay, so these are all some properties of logarithmic function. Okay, now we have to consider this log function and its properties which we use always. Okay, so the first property is, we write one by one. Okay, so the first property, properties of logarithm. See, previous properties, all that things whatever we studied, that is nothing but some properties according to its graph. Okay, that means you have to take then its behavioral properties. Okay, logarithmic function and exponential function. So here now you have to take properties of logarithmic function, means while solving the problems we have to use this properties. Okay, so properties of logarithmic function. So first we are studied here exponential and logarithmic function. Logarithmic functions. Okay, what is the exponential function and what is the logarithmic function? Okay, definition and graph of that common exponential function, then natural exponential function. Okay. Now you have to take properties of logarithmic functions. So first property, log of p to the base a. Log p to the base a, that is nothing but log p to the base b divided by log a to the base b. That is change of base rule. Okay, change of base rule. That means for simplification, if some base is given for some particular problems, we cannot solve using that particular base. In that case, we have to change the base which we want. Okay, so to change the base, this is how we use change of base rule. That is, here we have base a. Okay, if it is not required, then you have to change the base and I will take the new base, that is b. So how we get the formula? Log p to the base a is equal to log p to the base b divided by log a to the base b. Okay, so this is the first property. We give a proof afterwards. Okay, then suppose we have log p into q to the base a. Log p into q to the base a. So this is nothing but log p to the base a plus log q to the base a. Log p to the base a plus log q to the base a. Okay, here this means here product we have. Okay, logarithm of the product of the function is taken as sum of the logarithms. Okay, here log of the product, then that is nothing but sum of the log, that. So instead of taking q here, okay, we take p itself, that is log p square. So that log p square can be taken as log p plus log p, that is 2 log p. So in particular, log p square to the base a, that is 2 log p to the base a. Okay, log p square to the base a can be taken as 2 log p to the base a. So you have to generalize this. Okay, so in general, the next you can take log p to the power n to the base a. Suppose you have log p to the power n to the base a, that can be sorry, n into log p to the base a. N into log p to the base a. Then we have log p by q to the base a. Log p by q to the base a, that is log p to the base a minus log q to the base a. That is, logarithm of quotient of two function can be taken as difference of logarithm. Log p by q to the base a is equal to log p to the base a minus log q to the base a. So we will give the proof of this one thing, and other three you solve in home. That means you prove it in home. You take as an exercise part. You have to prove in home. Okay. So first one, how we prove this? Log p to the base a is equal to log p to the base b divided by log a to the base b. So give a proof. First one, let log p to the base a is equal to x. Okay, log p to the base a is equal to x. According to the definition, a to the power x is equal to p. Okay, so definition of exponential and logarithmic function I explained here, and it is given. I will give it in the notes. Okay, that is a theory part. So you study. That means you should know the definition which is given in which I will provide in notes. Okay. The thing is, only we have to know the definition, we have to apply that here. Okay. So log p to the base a, that is equal to x. implies a to the power x is equal to p. You consider this as 1. Next, log p to the base b, that is equal to y. That implies, according to the definition of logarithmic function, that is b to the power y is equal to p. Consider this as 2. Then log a to the base b, that is equal to z. You consider, you are taking, okay, that implies b to the power z equal to a. Okay, so now here we have a to the power x is equal to p. Okay, a to the power x is equal to p. Here a is equal to b to the power z. So substitute 3 in 1. Substitute 3 in 1. What do you get? In the place of a, you have to put b to the power z. b to the power z to the power x, that is equal to p. So b to the power zx is equal to p. Now see this 2, equation 2, p is nothing but b to the power y. So therefore by 2 b to the power zx is equal to b to the power y. Okay, so the base is same. Base is same means the index also same, using theory of indices. So this is zx is equal to y. Okay, you get zx is equal to y. Now z is what? That is nothing but log a to the base b. What is x? That is nothing but log p to the base a. Y, that is log p to the base b. So this implies, here I will write, this implies log, okay, log p to the base a is equal to log p to the base b divided by log a to the base b. This is change of base rule. Okay, first we had the base a, then we change the base to b. Okay, so first we have here a, then we get base b. Okay, so this is how we use, we take change of base rule. Okay, so these properties are important, because using these properties we have to solve some problems. Okay, here some problems we cannot solve by the given base, we have to change. Okay, we have to change the base. So here we apply this. Sometimes product is given. Okay, product is given, so we cannot simplify easily. In that we have to take logarithm, because logarithm, this here becomes it sum. Okay, then quotient, if you get a quotient, then if you take logarithm we get the difference. Okay, so all the properties are important. Proof also, just you try to solve. Okay, try to give a proof of this particular. Same thing here also, log pq to the base a, you consider this as x, here this is y, this is z. Using the same method you solve this particular 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is about the properties of logarithm. So now you consider one result. Okay, one result we take, that is, suppose you have e to the power log x. Here log x means log x to the base e. That is always equal to x. That means if this base, and here we have base e, if this base same, if this are same, then you are getting the function, this function itself. So we just give a simple proof for this. Let, or here you take this, y equal to e to the power log x. Okay, here writing E or not writing E, both are same. That means here if base is not there, then it means base is E. Okay, so log x to the base E. Then take logarithm on both sides. Okay, log y is equal to log of e to the power log x to the base E. Then already we use the property log p to the power n. Suppose you have log p to the power n, that is nothing but n log p. You have this, clear? Log p to the power n is equal to n log p. Okay, base here. You consider this is a base E. So here you are getting log x into log E. Okay, log x into log E. So log e to the base E, that is equal to 1. Okay, there also we have a properties. Okay, suppose you have base and this value log a to the base A, that is always equal to 1, since a to the power 1 is equal to a. And suppose you have log 1 to the base a, that is any base if you take, that is equal to 0, since you know that a to the power 0 is always equal to 1. Okay, this oftenly we use in logarithm. Okay, log a to the base a is equal to 1. Similarly, log 1 to the base a is equal to 0. So here log e to the base e, that is equal to 1. So log y equal to log x. So in physics or chemistry, you know about anti-logarithms. So taking anti-log on both sides, this y equal to x. But what is y? That is nothing but e to the power log x. That implies e to the power log x to the base e, that is equal to x. Sometimes we have to use this property. Okay, e to the power log x is always equal to x. Any function here, x, any value if you get, if this and this base same, then you are getting the same function. Okay, so this is about this particular result. All these things are important. And now the thing is, we studied the new class of function. First definition we studied, and then some behavioral properties we studied, and then properties of logarithm we studied. Graph of the functions also we studied. New class of function, all its definition and properties we already studied. Now the thing is, the chapter is differentiation. So whatever new function we get, we always try to differentiate the function. So now we got the two main function, exponential function, but here we take natural exponential function. Okay, natural exponential function and logarithm, natural logarithmic function. Okay, so now we have to find the derivative of such function. Okay, so derivative of e to the power x with respect to x, and also we have to find the derivative of log x with respect to x. Okay, so whatever new concept we study, because here we are taking differentiation, for that new function we have to consider the differentiation. Okay, so differentiation of e to the power x with respect to x and differentiation of log x with respect to x. So theorem 5. Theorem 5. Okay, that is d by dx of e to the power x, that is equal to e to the power x, or the derivative of e to the power x with respect to x is e to the power x. Similarly, the derivative of log x with respect to x is 1 by x. That means d by dx of log x equal to 1 by x. So just we give the proof of this. That's nothing but we have to use first principle, okay? Let, for the first one, f of x is equal to e to the power x, okay? Exponential x, e to the power x. Now, f dash of x, first principle which we studied in first PUC, the definition of derivative of e to the power x with respect to x, that is limit of f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h as h tends to 0. So now f of x is equal to e to the power x. So f of x plus h, in the place of x you have to put x plus h. So this becomes e to the power x plus h minus e to the power x divided by h as h tends to 0. Okay. So now limit of this particular function e to the power x plus h. Here sum we have, so it can be written as property of indices, that is e to the power x plus h can be written as e to the power x into e to the power h, e to the power x into e to the power h minus e to the power x divided by h as h tends to 0. Now what do you do? Take e to the power x common. Okay, e to the power x common, then you get e to the power h minus 1 divided by h. So in first PUC you studied this limit, that is limit of e to the power x minus 1 by x as x tends to 0, that is equal to log e to the base e equal to 1. Okay, e to the power x minus 1 by x as x tends to 0. Here limit of e to the power h minus 1 by h as h tends to 0, and that equal to 1. So you are getting e to the power x. So derivative of e to the power x with respect to x equal to e to the power x itself. So this is only one function whose the derivative is same. Okay, the derivative is also equal to the function itself. So this is very easiest function which you can remember. The derivative and the function both are same. Okay, so that is e to the power x. Derivative of e to the power x is e to the power x itself. Okay, next you have to find derivative of log x with respect to x. Okay, so we take so now f of x is log x. F of x equal to log x. So f dash of x definition, that is log x plus h minus log x divided by h, where limit of this function tends to 0 as h tends to 0. Okay, so now limit of log x plus h minus log x, that property log p minus log q. See, that is, suppose you have log p by q, that is nothing but log p minus log q. Okay, which we had in the properties of logarithm. Log p by q is equal to log p minus log q. So here we have log p minus log q, that is log x plus h divided by x. Log p minus log q, that is log p by q, that is log x plus h by x divided by h as h tends to 0. So this becomes log 1 plus h by x divided by h as h tends to 0. So that is equal to, this is equal to now limit of log 1 plus h by x divided by here standard limit of log 1 plus x divided by x as x tends to 0, that is equal to 1. Sorry, that is equal to 1. So here we have 1 plus h by x. In the place of x here, h by x. So denominator also we need h by x, and if you divide here by x, you have to multiply as h tends to 0. So then this is equal to 1. So 1 into 1 by x. That implies derivative of log x with respect to x, that is equal to 1 by x. Okay, derivative of log x with respect to x, that is 1 by x. So this is how we get the derivative of exponential function x and 1 log x. Okay, so here the thing is log x, the derivative of log x is equal to 1 by x only when the base is e. That means the logarithm is natural logarithm. Okay, if any other base is given, you can't use that equal to 1 by x. If suppose log x to the base 2 is asked, okay, log x to the base 2 is asked, then you have to find the derivative of log x to the base 2. You cannot write that equal to 1 by x. First what you have to do, you have to change the base to e. Then only you can differentiate. Okay, so this is about natural logarithmic function and natural exponential function. We got the derivatives. Now we take some functions which involves this logarithmic and exponential function and find their derivatives. Okay. Find the derivative of the following functions. Find the derivatives of the following functions. With respect to x. Okay, find the derivatives of the following functions with respect to x. So first one, e to the power x exponential x divided by sine x. So this particular function involves exponential and also trigonometric. The thing is quotient of two functions. So the rule is same. We have to apply quotient rule. Okay. So method, already studied method is product rule, quotient rule, chain rule. Okay, differentiation, rules of differentiation are, we studied already, product rule, quotient rule, chain rule. So only the rules that only we can apply, but the functions are different. Here getting for your standard derivatives, you added two more functions. Okay, their inverse trigonometric function. After inverse trigonometric functions, now you got two more functions, that is exponential and logarithm. So here what we do, consider this as y equal to e to the power x by sine x. So now differentiate dy by dx in the denominator square. Okay, denominator square. In the denominator into derivative of e to the power x. Derivative of e to the power x is e to the power x itself, minus e to the power x, that is numerator, into derivative of sine x, that is cos x. Okay, cos x. If you have any confusion, what you have to do? Sin x into d by dx of e to the power x minus e to the power x into d by dx of cos x. You can write that. Okay, sin x into d by dx of e to the power x minus e to the power x into, sorry, here d by dx of sin x. That you have to write. Then this is nothing but, you can take e to the power x common here, sin x minus cos x divided by sin square x. Okay. So sin x into derivative of e to the power x is e to the power x itself minus e to the power x into derivative of sin x, that is cos x. We are not using that d by dx of e to the power x, d by dx of sin x, all that things, okay, because already you studied quotient rule in first PUC, therefore here we are taking directly. If you have, then also you have a confusion, you just write d by dx of e to the power x minus e to the power x into d by dx of sin x, and after that you write this step, okay. Next one. Y equal to exponential sine inverse of x or e to the power sine inverse x. So now this is exponential function which involves inverse trigonometric function, two functions. Here this is nothing but composition of function. So what do you have to do? Apply chain rule, that is dy by dx is equal to derivative of e to the power sine inverse x, e to the power sine inverse x itself, okay. E to the power sine inverse x is e to the power sine inverse x itself. Then sine inverse x, you have to find derivative of sine inverse x. Derivative of sine inverse x is 1 by root of 1 minus x square, okay. So that is e to the power sine inverse x divided by root of 1 minus x square, okay. Next, y equal to e to the power x cube, okay. Y equal to e to the power x cube. So here dy by dx equal to e to the power x cube derivative, that is e to the power x cube itself, because e to the power x, if you have, its derivative is same. So e to the power x cube is e to the power x cube itself. Then you have to find derivative of x cube. Here also chain rule. What is the derivative of x cube? That is 3 into x square. So 3x square into e to the power x cube, okay. Next one. Next problem. Sine of tan inverse of e to the power minus x. Y equal to sine of tan inverse of e to the power minus x. So dy by dx, derivative of sine, that is nothing but cos of tan inverse of e to the power minus x. This is same, because sine x, if you have sine x, then or sine t, there its derivative is cos t, where t is tan inverse of e to the power minus x. Then you have to find now the derivative of tan inverse of e to the power minus x. That is tan inverse, its derivative is 1 by 1 plus x square. So 1 by 1 plus x square, because here we have, that is t. If you consider the tan inverse of t, its derivative is 1 by 1 plus t square, where t is nothing but e to the power minus x. Then you have to consider derivative of e to the power minus x, that is e to the power minus x itself, okay. But now here you have minus x, okay, minus x, so its derivative is minus 1, okay. So this is how we applied the chain rule, okay. Properly try to understand this, okay, chain rule. That is, so first derivative of sine. Derivative of sine is cos of tan inverse of e to the power minus x. That means sine of some angle we have here, you have to write the same thing here, okay. So first one, this derivative is over, derivative of this particular is over. Then you have to find the derivative of tan inverse. Tan inverse, that is 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus x whole square over tan inverse over. Then you have to find the derivative of e to the power minus x, that is e to the power minus x itself. Then minus x, that is minus 1. So this is about the derivative. So you got here minus e to the power minus x into cos of tan inverse of e to the power minus x, okay, divided by 1 plus here e to the power minus x whole square, that can be taken as e to the power minus 2x, okay. So minus e to the power minus x into cos of tan inverse of e to the power minus x divided by 1 plus e to the power minus 2x. So this is the derivative of sine of tan inverse of e to the power minus x. Then you have cos of log e to the power x, okay, cos log e to the power x. So dy by dx, okay, dy by dx, that is equal to derivative of cos. Derivative of cos is minus sine log e to the power x. So next you have to find derivative of log function. So derivative of log is nothing but 1 by, so 1 by e to the power x. Then derivative of e to the power x, that is e to the power x itself. So this and this cancels. You can directly cancel this because exponential function never be equal to 0, okay. So this is minus sine log e to the power x. Derivative of log e to the power is 1 by e to the power x. E to the power x is e to the power x here. So this becomes minus sine log e to the power x. So this is the derivative of the given function, okay. Next one, y equal to e to the power x plus e to the power x square plus on e to the power x to the power 5. So this is e to the power x square, next is e to the power x cube, e to the power x to the power 4 plus e to the power x to the power 5. So dy by dx, that is equal to derivative of e to the power x, that is e to the power x itself. Then derivative of e to the power x square, e to the power x square itself, derivative of x square is 2x plus e to the power x cube, derivative of e to the power x cube is e to the power x cube itself, and derivative of x cube is 3x square. E to the power x power 4, derivative is same, and then derivative of x to the power 4, that is 4x cube, chain rule, applying here chain rule. E to the power x to the power 5 into 5x to the power 4. So you get here e to the power x plus 2x into e to the power x square plus 3x square e to the power x cube plus 4x cube into e to the power x to the power 4 plus 5x to the power 4 into e to the power x to the power 5. So this is how we get the derivative of such function, okay. So next one, y equal to square root of e to the power root x comma x greater than 0. So root x dy by dx. Suppose you have root x. Derivative of root x is 1 by 2 root x. Okay, so here 1 by 2 root e to the power root x. Then derivative of e to the power root x, that is e to the power root x itself, and then derivative of root x, that is 1 by 2 root x. So here this e to the power root x can be taken as root e to the power root x whole square, correct? Suppose we have 2, that can be written as root 2 square. So root e to the power root x whole square. This 2 into 2, 4 root e to the power root x into root x. This and this cancels. So here root e to the power root x by 4 root x comma x greater than 0. Okay. So or here directly you can write this as e to the power root x by root x, square root of, okay, e to the power root x by x, like that also you can write. Okay. So this is about the derivatives of some particular functions. Okay. So the homework is the properties of logarithm. Okay. You have to prove that properties, that is addition, that log pq is equal to log p plus log q. Similarly, log p to the power n is equal to n log p, and then log p by q is equal to log p minus q. Okay, prove that in home. That is the exercise part. Okay, and we stop here. We continue in the next class. Okay, thank you.